Welcome back to Time with God series, Joyce Meyer's Everyday Life Bible Journey for Busy Moms. I'm WendyMichelle Thompson, and we are reading today in Exodus chapter 32. And if you've missed anything from Genesis or Exodus leading up to this, it is all recorded right there for you on YouTube, and you can catch up with us at your own pace. Chapter 32. When the people saw that Moses delayed to come down from the mountain, they gathered together to Aaron and said to him, "Up, make us gods to go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him." So Aaron replied, "Take the gold rings from the ears of your wives, your sons and daughters, and bring them to me." So all the people took the gold rings from their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he received the gold at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool and made it a molten calf. And they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt." Verse 5. And when Aaron saw the molten calf, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, "Tomorrow shall be a feast to the Lord." And they rose up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. The Lord said to Moses, "Go down, for your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it and sacrificed to it and said, 'These are your gods, O Israel, that brought you up out of the land of Egypt.' And the Lord said to Moses, 'I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people." Verse 10. "Now therefore, let me alone. My wrath may burn hot against them, and that I may destroy them. But I will make of you a great nation." But Moses besought the Lord his God and said, "Lord, why does your wrath blaze hot against your people, whom you have brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, 'For evil he brought them forth, to slay them in the mountains and consume them from the face of the earth'? Turn from your fierce wrath and change your mind concerning this evil against your people. Earnestly remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your own self and said to them, 'I will multiply your seed as the stars of the heavens, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give to your seed, and they shall inherit it forever.' Then the Lord turned from the evil which he had thought to do to his people." Verse 15. And Moses turned and went down from the mountain with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand, tables or tablets that were written on both sides. The tables were the work of God. The writing was the writing of God, graven upon the tables. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said to Moses, "There is a noise of war in the camp." But Moses said, "It is not the sound of shouting for victory, neither is it the sound of the cry of the defeated, but the sound of singing that I hear." And as soon as he came near to the camp, he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger blazed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and broke them at the foot of the mountain. Verse 20. And he took the calf that they had made and burned it in the fire and ground it to powder and scattered it on the water and made the Israelites drink it. And Moses said to Aaron, "What did this people do to you, that you have brought so great a sin upon them?" And Aaron said, "Let not the anger of my Lord blaze hot. You know the people, that they are set on evil." Not much has changed, right? We can see it in today's world as well. So the Bible is very applicable to today. For they said to me, "Make us gods which shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him." I said to them, "Those who have any gold, let them take it off." So they gave it to me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. Whoa, a calf just magically appeared out of the fire. How interesting. Verse 25. And when Moses saw that the people were unruly and unrestrained, for Aaron had let them get out of control, so that they were a derision, an object of shame among their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, "Whoever is on the Lord's side, let him come to me." And all the Levites, the priestly tribe, gathered together to him. And he said to them, "Thus says the Lord God of Israel, every man put his sword on his side and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp and slay every man his brother and every man his companion and every man his neighbor." And the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. And Moses said to the Levites, "By your obedience to God's command, you have consecrated yourselves today as priests to the Lord, each man at the cost of being against his own son and his own brother, that the Lord may restore and bestow his blessing upon you this day." Verse 30. The next day Moses said to the people, "You have sinned a great sin. Now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I can make atonement for your sin." So Moses returned to the Lord and said, "Oh, these people have sinned a great sin and have made themselves gods of gold. Yet now, if you will forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray you, out of your book which you have written." But the Lord said to Moses, "Whoever has sinned against me, I will blot him, not you, out of my book. But now go, lead the people to the place of which I have told you. Behold, my angel shall go before you. Nevertheless, in the day when I will punish, I will visit their sin upon them." Verse 35. And the Lord sent a plague upon the people, because they made the calf which Aaron fashioned for them. And that concludes the reading of Exodus chapter 32. They had been wandering around this mountain 40 years or so, and they knew that Moses had to go up and commune with God. They couldn't wait another 40 days. They got restless. What happened to this Moses? How many times do we do that? we get impatient. Things don't happen quick enough for us. We think, oh, this should have happened by now. Oh, that person, they're keeping something from me. Oh, they did all these wonderful things, but oh, I haven't seen them lately. So all of a sudden, every good and awesome thing you have done for someone, they're like, oh, you could be sick. You could be going on with so many different things. It is sad in our world, but they saw all the miracles that God produced through Moses and Aaron. And I tell you what, the parting of the Red Sea, amazing, just amazing. But still, grumbling. I cannot judge these people. I have been the same way. God is so good all the time. All the time, God is good. And there are just days I find myself grumbling, whining. Why? How much longer? You know, it's like that little 4-year-old whiny kid that we've all been. Why, when, now? You know, especially today when we have so much speediness at our fingertips. We try to tell kids about rotary phones and how there was no internet and the old dusty encyclopedias, and man, they cost a fortune. And yeah, the old Dewey Decimal System at the library has long been forgotten. And we grumble and whine still because things are not happening fast enough for us. Please meditate on this. Search your heart and think, where am I being impatient? Maybe God is saving me from something by saying no for now. God has 3 answers. It's yes, not now, and no. And in those not now times, I know I'm the first one to confess. I get frustrated, especially when, you know, it comes to getting to see my adult kids. And I'm like, what? You know, something else is keeping us from seeing one another. It's been forever, you know. You find yourself whining and immediately, as soon as I catch myself doing it, like, God, please help me. I am so sorry for grumbling. I am so sorry. It is a sin to worry. It is a sin to have anxiety. It is a sin to be impatient. It is a sin to question God and what He is doing in our lives. And it takes many, many years and many different trials to get us to where we can respond very differently and with a happy and joyful heart, despite harsh and some of the worst times possible, but still be able to give thanks and glory to God and know that He's in control. And you know what? If God is not giving it to me now, then it's probably something that he has deemed is not good for me. And that is one thing I have learned, because whenever I've done things like push things along, like how Sarah did, wanting a child, every time I tried to put things into my own hands to speed things up, or, and I thought I was doing the right thing, really, because God does expect us to invest and put work into whatever he is requiring of us. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's that I'm not supposed to be just sitting on my little tushy, which that's not something I do. I'm hyperactive, but it's just a figure of speech. Every single time I put some kind of big plan into action, it has failed miserably. It has crumbled. It's been sad. It's been defeating. It's hurt my feelings, or hurt the feelings of others, or it's just caused all kinds of chaos, That is when we take the time to say, okay, if God has not given us that yes answer, and when it's a yes, it is abundantly, overwhelmingly a yes. And sometimes the yes, you just have to wait a while. Because if you're handed something now that you are not spiritually mature enough to handle, or you're not appreciative of what you have already, it could be any number of things. You may have so many different things going on right now, and God is trying to keep you from being overwhelmed. Remember, he wants our time first. And so if we're already struggling with spending time in the Word and praying to him and going to him with not just the things that we need help with, he wants us to be in communication with him with everything and completely dependent on him, knowing God will fulfill and give us what we need each day. And if we're failing in those small areas, and God will test us at times, but I will say that when you pass the test, and sometimes it takes a long time, because there's a lot of different things that may make up your test, that is a very glorious day. And you look back, and if you've been journaling and read back from what you wrote 5 years ago, and sometimes I think, oh, I haven't grown at all. And then God gives me things that happen, and I'm like, wow, had that happened a few years ago, I would have responded quite differently. And it wouldn't have been a good response. I am no way perfect, never will be. I am only perfect through the blood of Jesus Christ. And that is because I have been made in his image, and I am his child, and he has forgiven me and gives me new grace every single morning, just as he has for you. And I'm like, wow, I am growing. I have changed. I got so excited, even though what happened was just such a freak accident. I was just like I didn't even mind that there was broken glass and all kinds of things I had to pick up and clean up. And it kept me from getting everything done that night that I wanted to be done so I could move on to something else. But I have to laugh because I know too that God wanted me to see, look, you are growing. You are growing. Stay close to me. Keep growing. I love you, my child. I find great favor in you. And continue to believe and trust no matter what the tests and trials and sufferings may be. It's not easy. He doesn't guarantee us an easy life. In fact, it's a harder life to be a Christian. You're under the scrutiny of everyone, just waiting to say, look what Miss Susie Christian did. We're human, just like the rest of you. It is just that we have accepted Jesus as our Savior because we have no part of God without Him. I pray that you'll meditate on that. God bless your today and all your tomorrows.